how the two different ways that you could go through this ranked voting system. This video is just going to go through the Excel format or the Google Sheets format, and then if you want to, you can check out the one using MATLAB. But first off, how I set this up in Google Sheets was I basically, first off, wanted to know how many total votes there were. So I used the setup counts or count, and then the voting area that you're in, so B6 through B25. And then what I did was set up, okay, well, what's the majority? Because to be able to win, you need just a simple majority. So that's just going to be this value here, whatever my total votes is, divided by 2. So that's the number that I'm shooting for. And then what I did was I went through and set up and figured out how many first place votes each candidate got, right? So to do that, what I did was this function here where if, count if. And so what this is doing is this is setting up, take all those values between B6 and B25, so all my votes, and then tell me how many ones there are. So you can see if I were to change this to 2, there's 11 second place votes for Haley, but I just want the first place votes, okay? So with that, I did that for each of my candidates, and I can see that Trey is going to be the candidate that got the least amount of votes from this. So what I did was I just copied all of those values over, or what you could do, just kind of walking through this, is just kind of go through and just kind of brute force it or do it by hand where, okay, Trey, his first place vote there, the next first place vote would be for Joseph, so I would turn Joseph into a 1 there. This one would go to Haley, and I could go down this whole thing and then eliminate it. And so that's what I did for my second round. Then I saw Haley had 9 first place, Joseph had 5, Brianna had 6, which that makes sense. All of them, if we kind of go back here, so we should have 3 that go up. So 2 here, and then 1 for Joseph, right? So Haley gains 2, Joseph gains 1. That's the 3 from Trey. Still have that same setup, the count if for each of these. Okay, still just counting the ones. I just physically change the ones by hand. I see Joseph is the lowest. And then did that same idea here and see that Haley then finally has my majority at 13 votes there. Okay, same thing. I started to set up here. Same thing here for the sample votes, the second version of it with all 50 votes. So majority needed to be 25. It is a little tricky. It is a little bit of just kind of working through. But I think if we can set it up, we can kind of get the idea. It's not a great way to do it in Excel, especially if we're having thousands of votes that we're talking about. And there probably is a way to change it automatically once we eliminate. So here we're going to eliminate candidate E, right? So kind of going through, there's only 5 of them, so it shouldn't take too long. But all the first place votes, I'm just going to find which candidates have the second place votes for those. I think I'm just looking for one more. Yep, there's that. Oh, there's one down here as well. Okay, so there's all my 5 that are adjusted, and then I could just delete this column here. And now I see that candidate A and B are tied still. Candidate D, though, is my least, so we're going to eliminate candidate D. And basically, again, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy and paste all of this over, shrink that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through candidate D. Any place I see a 1 vote, I'm going to try to find the next highest ranking that they had and turn that into their 1. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right? Delete this. And then we don't have to go any farther because, oh, actually we do, I'm sorry. A, B, and C 16, 19, 14, but you get the process, right? So that's how you can set it up in Google Sheets to work through that. Again, if you want to check out the MATLAB version, I'll have that up posted here in a little bit as well.